Hey everybody, Chris here. There's a lot more in the news now about crypto hacks and scams going on, what happened with Coinbase, and also there's still a lot of remnants left over from FTX and Celsius and others. So we're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And one of the things Rob over at Digital Asset News says, it's not how much you make in crypto, but how much you keep, because crypto is a place where a lot of hackers come in and try and steal your crypto. Are you keeping your crypto on exchanges, or are you moving them over to hardware cold storage wallets for safekeeping? And even then, you still have to be careful. So we're going to talk about all that in this video. Let's get into it. Let me show you the news, what's going on. And we'll start here just talking about cryptocurrency scams becoming increasingly sophisticated, diverse, exploiting the decentralized nature of crypto and its appeal to investors. Common types include fake investment opportunities, impersonation scams, phishing attacks, scams involving fake exchanges or wallets. So you got to be careful there. Imposters, scammers impersonating legitimate businesses, government agencies, public figures to gain access to user information and steal assets. We know that, with this latest Coinbase thing, if they get your user data, they are going to send you emails and texts. We talked about this in our live stream last night, where I got a text from Coinbase, right, saying that someone tried to log in and you need to click this link. It's like Coinbase isn't gonna contact you that way, but that is phishing, and that is the way they try and get to you and eventually try and get your information to be able to log into an account, something like that. That's one way they do it. Investment group scams. We'll get into some of that and some of these that have been caught there. Giveaways and airdrops. Always be careful with that, particularly through Telegram. That's why I'm not even on Telegram. It's like I don't even want to be enticed by any of that stuff, because as soon as you attach your wallet to something, you don't know who's on the other end and who can get in there and extract your funds from your wallets. So you always have to be careful. I mean, this idea of getting this free stuff, is it worth it? Now, if you want to go chase something like that, just create a brand new wallet, right? Just go into Trust Wallet, create a brand new wallet if you want to try and get an airdrop of something, or a new MetaMask wallet, not something that's full of all of your tokens, because you're just risking that if you do it that way. Pig butchering scams, these are when people are going to build a relationship with you, and you don't know who's on the other end of emails and texts and things like that, and you think this person is your friend and whatever, and well, just be careful out there. Fake ICOs. So a lot of this happening with building campaigns, offering new technology, high returns, things like that. You don't invest in that stuff. Crypto is risky enough just buying the crypto and holding it, right? But you start getting into all this other stuff and promising these great returns. Mostly, they're not. Fake exchanges and wallets. I haven't seen a lot of this. Most of that is all through the pig butchering, social engineering thing, and they get you to sign up to some platform you never heard of. Why would you do that? Promising these great returns. Look, if they're saying there's these huge returns guaranteed or anything like that, it's that old adage of, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Malware and hacking, again, even with your phone, two-factor authentication, even your pins and everything, do that. I know it takes a few extra seconds to log in each time to do that, but it's worth it. If you've got crypto and you've got apps on your phone, you've got to protect your phone too, as well as the apps. We'll talk about the Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, and all those. How do you protect yourself? You be skeptical. Number one, again, if investment opportunity sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Do your research. Again, sometimes you just can't find out enough. The research that you find Could be a whole bunch of influencers making stuff up. So it's hard. It's hard to be diligent about this stuff. Never share your personal information. Never disclose, especially your private keys. And I know there's even comments, and I try and weed out all the comments on my videos. You'll see them on other videos as well. Someone saying they have this OKX wallet that they can't get to, and they've got like USDT on there, and here's my seed phrase, if you can help me. It's like, that's a scam. Don't do it. You think, oh, they're so stupid putting their seed phrase. No, it isn't. They're doing it on purpose to get you to like attach, your wallet, or try and get you to like put that in and send some Tron or some other gas, crypto in order to extract the funds off of that wallet. You can't. It's impossible to extract stuff off, and whatever you give them, it's gone. So be careful with that. So always use strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, again, on your accounts, your wallets, and your phone. Do the best you can. Be wary of any pressure tactics. You don't need to rush into investments. You don't have to do any of that. So, so let's get into what's going on. Coinbase is the big one right now. And Coinbase has actually turned around, even though there's this $20 million in Bitcoin ransom that this group was seeking from Coinbase. Brian Armstrong says, no, we're not going to pay that ransom. Yes, personal data was taken. We'll get into that. But Brian Armstrong has to turn that around and said, look, we're going to give $20 million to you guys if you can help get the information on who these people are, and it leads to a arrest and a conviction. You can get some of that bounty money from Brian. Brian's not messing around. Now, there's some question about how long did Coinbase know that this was happening? Did it finally come out when this ransom thing, came out? That looks bad on Coinbase. Coinbase stock just went up because they're in the S&P 500. Now it's going down because of this data breach. But look, criminals targeted the customer support agents overseas for Coinbase. They used cash offers to convince the small group of people to copy data, and it affected like less than 1% of Coinbase users. But their aim was to get that information so then they can phish you, right? Which is send you emails, send you texts, because that information is golden for these hackers, because there's some percentage of people who mean, oh no, someone tried to log into my Coinbase account. I'm going to click this link and stop that from happening. Hey, as soon as they've got that link, then they have that direct connection to you, and then they can try and get your seed phrase, your passwords, anything like that. So be careful. Be careful. Again, not the first time that something has happened even to Coinbase. There were hackers back in 2021 that exploited a vulnerability in Coinbase's SMS-based two-factor authentication system. Because what do, right? Not Google Authenticator, but you used to have this SMS sort of text where you logged in to Coinbase and you couldn't do any transactions unless they sent you a text, and you had to click on that text in order to then finalize that transaction, or even at some point even to log into your account. But if the hackers did like a SIM swap on your phone and they have access to your account, then that SMS goes to the message in your phone and they can just click it. They can change your passwords then and take over your account. So what can we do about this? Well, I do have an affiliate account with Ledger. And here's my Ledger and NOS Plus, and some of you have got yourself new ledgers and are enjoying them. This is your safekeeping. This is a hardware wallet. We can talk more in detail about the wallets and different types of wallets during my live stream, so join in for that. We talk about that. But I do get a small little affiliate income if you use my link below to get a ledger. And there are sales that happen. I let you know when the big sales are. But right now,
If you want to get a Ledger Flex, Ledger Stacks, Ledger Nano, I use the Nano S Plus. It's $79 right now for a Nano S Plus. You'll have it in a few days. There's a little shipping charge right now, but again, sometimes they give away these free Bitcoins and things, and I'll let you know when that is. So, why are you leaving your coins on exchanges? It's easy, right? It's too hard to do a wallet, right? And I don't want to go through that hassle, but you're investing in cryptocurrency. You're trying to make money. You don't want to lose it. And just assume that nothing is safe, and you got to do your job to protect it. There are a lot of crypto theft. There's a lot going on right now. This is to Genesis. Now, Genesis got all messed up with the 3 Arrows Capital mess tied to Luna. And what was all that? Well, that was these. We'll talk about Dogecoin in a minute and what he was trying to do and all of that. But a lot of these hackers and scammers, right? They're just a crypto crime ring, right? And some of them are just so dumb because they start making all this money. And what do? They spend millions of dollars at nightclubs and buying cars and renting these huge mansions and doing all this stuff. And that's what this group did. And these were like 20-year-olds. This guy, Malone Lamb, 20. John Diel Serrano, 21. I mean, these are kids. They've made all this money. And here's a 19-year-old as well. And these guys just, I mean, they're part of these groups that are just trying to steal your crypto. Whatever they can do to steal your crypto. But amazing. I mean, this guy was breaking into people's homes to steal crypto wallets. And then they go through mixers and VPNs, shell companies and all that, right? With private jet rentals, nightclub tabs, Hermes bags, gifting to girlfriends. These big luxury homes in the Hamptons, LA, Miami. They're buying Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Rolls Royces. But that's what happens. And there's Telegram, and I'm like, I don't even use Telegram. And Telegram is trying to crack down on these because they know these crime networks are using Telegram because it's supposed to be anonymous and all of that. Well, that just breeds, breeding ground for hackers and scammers to come in. And I don't even use Telegram. If anybody tries to be me somehow and says, hit me up on Telegram, that's fake, that's a scam. Don't do it. And then we have crypto projects. Now, a lot of people have been asking about Pi Network. I don't have any concrete data on any of this, but right from the start, it just breeded like Ponzi scheme to me, right? Because you sign up in somebody else's link, and then you get other people to sign up, which allows you to get more Pi tokens. And now that Pi is out there trading, some people have their tokens that they had before. They're locked up for some period of time. They can't sell them, and more is happening. And it's like, and this article is saying, look, Pi Network might crash just like Terra Luna. Raises red flags over centralization. We don't know all of this. I know that there's like 89% of the Pi token supply is controlled by the core team. So can you make money on Pi Network? I suppose, right? Buy low, sell high, but get out. A long-term thing. This is risky, risky. So I just say be careful with those kinds of things. Going back to Dogecoin and Terra, this was back in 2022. The Terra algorithmic stablecoin, right, was this new idea, and with the Luna token, and all these big investors were plowing into this. And at that time, I was just like, I'm not touching this thing. I'm not going anywhere near it. And of course, what happened, right? I think there was this thing between CZ and Dogecoin, and CZ, like with Binance, just started dumping the Terra stablecoin. So it became depegged from the dollar, and it just became this cascading effect. And Dogecoin was just minting like billions of Luna in order to help stabilize Terra. It all went downhill.
which then had the cascading effect of how 3 Hours Capital were tied into this, which led to Alex Mashinsky. Of course, he was doing his own thing with Celsius back then. And once the whole Luna thing collapsed and 3 Arrows, bankrupt, he didn't have the money for people trying to sell off of the Celsius or withdraw money from Celsius. But then it was all risky what he was doing anyway. And then we had FTX, of course, and SBF, and there's $5 billion ready for creditors, and they're trying to say, hey, everybody's going to get paid back, what they had. Well, they're going to get paid back, but it was the price of what things were back in late 2022 when they went bankrupt, when Bitcoin was around 16,000, and now Bitcoin's over 100,000, and so you missed out on all of those gains. Of course, you're going to see these articles, oh, they were made whole by... No, they're not. No, they're not. All of those gains from all that crypto is all going to the lawyers. They're the ones making the money, not you. Yeah, you might get your initial money back, but you've missed out on these 2.5 years of great gains because you had your money sitting on FTX and you thought, oh, it'll be fine. No, it's not fine. So be careful out there. We talk a lot about Robinhood, Coinbase, and other exchanges. Is it safe to keep my money on? Do you really want to take that chance, though, on what can happen? It's risky enough investing in crypto, but then keeping your crypto safe, that's up to you. We'll talk about it more on the live streams. My next live stream will be Friday, 4 o'clock. So join in. Make sure that you are subscribed. You got your notifications on. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you're doing as far as keeping your crypto safe. Give the video a like. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.